you be able to hear me right when you put it there?
Yeah. This is Colin McGuigan for IFLTV.
Right.
Eduardinho.
Nice to see you back. After, what, have you had a month off?
Haven't been off. I've been busy. I just haven't
Busy?
been in the UK
Busy.
filming in a Hollywood movie.
You just told me the story about that. That's absolutely ridiculous. Have you actually...
Can't say much.
No, okay, but you haven't started filming. Just someone's done a wind-up.
We've done a little bit of filming, actually.
Someone's done a wind-up on you saying you want to be... But what I'm saying is you always talk about work ethic, stuff like that. I mean, you're like... You text me earlier again after I posted I was at Madison Square Garden. You're like, oh, great for you, you know, great to see you back. It's like, no, I've just been in Monaco running Fight of the Year and then just flew out to New York. It does not stop because then tomorrow we'll be in Stockton and then we'll be in Miami and then we'll be in Saudi Arabia and then we'll be back in New York. Then we'll be in Vegas. Then we'll be in Newcastle. Then we'll be in Nottingham. Then we'll be in Mexico. I mean, it's just like, but for you, you're in and out the game. You're in and out the game. That's
Part of the move to New York meant that I couldn't do these likes of Monaco, the UK shows, which,
really?
Unless they're the really big ones and
Really?
Coogan
So
calls
you
in the
didn't-
big
you didn't
dogs.
watch Monaco there?
I did watch it. Of course I watched
It
it.
wasn't one of the most unbelievable shows you've ever seen.
Frank Smith. It actually was unbelievable. And
Unbelievable.
I'll tell you something. See the intimate shows like that, does that give you an appetite to do a little bit more of that?
It's just different, isn't it? It's like it's everyone's favourite show, the Monaco show. Obviously, from a team perspective, comes at sort of Christmas time. Everyone's worked very hard this year. It's a chance just to go out. We have the Christmas party there. But just the general feeling, like, I think the mad thing is the atmosphere was brilliant and everyone was having a great time. Everyone was having a drink. Everyone was behaving themselves because they know that if you muck around, like, you're going to get dealt with. And that's the beauty of a place like that. And we actually need to look at that from a UK perspective as well. Like, you've got people out there having a drink, and you all know what happens. People go out there, they have a drink, and in general. But when people know the rules, there's never a problem. And it was just in that room, you had Newcastle, you had Wolverhampton, you had Essex, you had Liverpool, you had Ireland, Belfast. And it's like everyone was just having a great time. And everyone was supporting their own. And they were in fights against each other. And it was just top to bottom one of the best nights I've ever done. And just, I was fight after fight, rolling nice and quick. And yeah, really pleased with how it went.
I don't want to delve too much. I know you spoke to Andy about the weekend. Just quickly, Conor Walker against Lewis Crocker, is that a chance to happen next?
I mean, look, it's got to make sense for Lewis Crocker. I know it's got to make sense for everyone, but at the end of the day...
Can you get the music turned off?
Can you turn the music... Yeah, a little bit down, please. You from Succession? What is Frank Smith wearing? He's got a Mac on and a baseball cap. Yeah, look, it's always got to make sense for everybody, but the reality is Lewis Crocker is the A-side governor. He's the world champion. So we will be presenting different options to Lewis Crocker.
Are the only options you're going to show him Catterall and Conor Walker? Because obviously you want to keep the belts, no?
They're the fights that I want to make, but he's the champion. You know, there is an opportunity for him to fight an international opponent. Don't forget, we've got to deal with Sam Jones, right? And he's going to want the most amount of money he can get for Conor Walker and Jack Catterall. Granted, that's his job, but it's also a shot at the World Welterweight Championship. I mean, so everyone's got to be sensible and someone's going to get that fight. I don't know whether it'll be Conor Walker, Jack Catterall, they're the two front runners, or an international opponent. But right now, we're planning for March, April time for Lewis Crocker. The Conor Walker-Lewis Crocker fight, the first one, was unbelievable. Fight of the year contender. And if I'm Conor Walker, I'm doing anything I can to get in that fight, as I am Jack Catterall. But still, the one that we'll probably need appeasing the most is the champion.
And will it definitely happen in Belfast regardless?
Yes. Against those two, yes.
And you're saying March time in Belfast?
March.
Around St Patrick's Day, maybe?
You know, I mean, look, we would love to go back to Windsor Park. And we're talking to the government about that at the moment. I think it'll be a massive event. So we'll see.
Right, Eduardinho.
And if we do, it'd be lovely for you to attend this time.
I'll make sure I'm there.
You might be in a movie.
Might actually be. Imagine I end up James Bond ahead of you.
James Bond. Stop. Imagine. Double 007, shaken not stirred.
Right, we're here for a massive fight, Teofimo Shakur. How have you wound up promoting this one?
Well, I work with Shakur, I work with His Excellency, I work with Ring Magazine, and I call this show, this fight, the search for true greatness. You've got greatness in Shakur Stevenson, you've got greatness in Teofimo Lopez, and you've got greatness in me. So for me, this is, although it's only in January, this is one of the fights of the year. And it's an honour to be working on this fight. It's an honour to be promoting it with His Excellency. I mean, it's a ring event, it's a Turk Al Sheikh event, but we are the chosen promoters to run the operations for them and run the show. And I'm honoured to do it because I love this fight so much. And, you know, in a world and a business and a sport that's dominated by money, and we've always got to pay the fight as much as possible, here you have two guys that are genuinely chasing greatness, chasing legacy. Look at Shakur. He's 28 years old. He's won the featherweight, super featherweight, lightweight. Now he's going for his 4-division championship. And we never really appreciate greatness while it's here. It's something you look back on in the past. But just to give you an example of the 4-division world champions, some of them, Juan Manuel Marquez, Roy Jones, Sugar Ray Leonard, Thomas Hearns, Pernell Whitaker. That's what we're talking about in Shakur Stevenson. And Teofimo Lopez deserves a load of credit as well. He's like a maverick, isn't he? He comes in this massive fight like against Lomachenko, Josh Taylor. He performs unbelievable, and then he kind of goes missing. People think that he's gone a bit crazy. He comes back, but I'll tell you something, he's a competitor. And in the big fights, in the big moments, he always gets himself up for it. And both these guys know how good each other is. I just think it's a wonderful fight.
What way does the undercard look? Do you have any of your guys that you think will be on this? Can you give us an idea as to who?
Yeah, no, I'm not going to talk about the undercard because that'll be announced in the coming days. But we will have a couple of fighters on there. And obviously it's dominated by His Excellency and the Ring. They will put the card together. Everybody, as always, gets the opportunity to have fighters on these shows. Just because we're running the show for these guys doesn't mean it's matchroom fighters throughout. It's going to be a card that His Excellency feels will give maximum value for money for the DAZN subscribers and fill up what is. I mean, this arena, for me, is the governor, isn't it? I mean, plonked in the middle of Manhattan. This place is steeped in history, and the card will be fantastic. There'll be world championship fights on there. There'll be big names from American boxing and worldwide boxing, and it's going to be a huge night.
There's been rumours online that Richards and Hitchens will fight Jermaine Ortiz. Can you confirm or deny?
I can't confirm it, no. I mean, there are obvious conversations with ourselves and Ring for Hitchens to fight on this card. He's from New York. He's a world champion. He's in the same weight class as Shakur and Teofimo. But yeah, nothing to confirm on the undercard yet, but expect it imminently.
Will you re-sign Richards and Hitchens?
Yeah, look, I don't think it was. I made it quite clear I wasn't happy with the comments. That's history now. I had a good meeting with Keith Connolly this morning because obviously we're talking about Conor Benn and Hitchens as well, and we want to move forward and we expect to do so. It's got to be right for everyone, as I said before. It's not just it's got to be right for Matchroom and Eddie Hearn. It's got to be right for Richards and Hitchens. But he needs our backing. We could have wrapped this up a lot earlier for a longer term deal, but we didn't. Things were said. I think it was played badly, but that's in the past. He's an important fighter in American boxing. He's a big fighter for the 140-pound division. He's a guy that's going to be moving to 147. We've done a huge amount of groundwork with him, and we expect to work with him in the future moving forward.
AJ Jake Paul next week. You're going to obviously be there. Is it a different type of role for Eddie Hearn on an AJ Fight Week this time around?
Yeah, I mean, we're not promoting the show. As I said, we received an offer. Like when Taylor fought Serrano, obviously we're exclusive to DAZN. We had a deal with DAZN to allow AJ to take this fight. I'll be there promoting AJ. I won't be pushing and promoting the show like normal, but you'll see me. You'll see me all week, and I'll be around AJ like I am every fight week. And we're taking this very seriously. It's not like we're not going into this week in Miami as a laugh. We're not saying, oh, it's Jake Paul. Well, this is going to be like we're expecting a test, and we're expecting and preparing like we would if we were fighting a world-class heavyweight. I don't think you would expect anything less from AJ. He's not mucking around. He's not laughing and joking. He's relaxed, but he knows he's fighting next week on a massive stage in a fight that's very important for his career and very important for boxing in general.
What conversations have you had with him in the past few days, last week? What has he said to you?
Nothing really. He's been exactly the same. you know, there's a huge amount of pressure because I guess you don't really know what to expect. You know, like the boxing world says, oh, he'll just go in there and smash him to pieces. Like, I don't expect Jake Paul just to go in there and fall over. Like, he's got some pride. He's built some ability. He's been sparring Okolie and Sanchez and Jared Anderson. He's getting hit by big heavyweights. I don't think it's just going to be like he gets hit by a jab and turns his back and runs away. I think he's a tough young man. But he will find out all about levels and power and the danger of taking a fight like this. And he's going to get viciously knocked out. The only thing is, like, how badly he gets knocked out really depends. It probably comes down to a little bit of luck. Like, he needs to get lucky and nothing to land too clean. You know, and he can go over and, you know, he can't get up and the ref stopped. That'll be a massive result. You know, the biggest result for Jake Paul right now is that he gets away with it by not getting hit too flush. Because the artillery will be heavy. The artillery won't be, and I've lost count of how many times I've said this. Do not worry about anybody holding back. Do not worry about us going, oh, it's Jake Paul, let's not take it to... No. We're going in there, locked and loaded, with the heaviest fucking artillery in the heavyweight division that will be unleashed on Jake Paul in Miami. Okay? So, and it will be unleashed sharp, fast, and hard on his chin. So the best case scenario for him is that he gets, you know, it don't land too clean. Because when it lands clean, he ain't getting up. And the fight's over. And he's getting knocked out bad. And there'll be a lot of people that will enjoy watching it. I'm giving him the respect to say, listen, you've got big balls. But he needs to get very lucky next weekend. Not lucky to win. Not lucky to survive on points. Lucky that the knockout is not too clean.
Should we be worried as a sport for Jake Paul's health? Because a lot of people are going to, if he is knocked out bad, a lot of people are going to criticise this.
I think we should always be worried for everybody's health in the sport. I mean, again, I think we just need to come to terms with this is not a guy who, like, it's not like you or me getting in a ring against AJ, who doesn't spar, doesn't do 12-week camps, doesn't have the best trainers, best strength and conditioning, best medical science team around him. This is a guy that will be prepared for war, but not equipped for war against Anthony Joshua. Now, against a lesser fighter, maybe even against some world champions, maybe not. I don't think he could ever win a world title, but maybe, you know, like we've seen. I said before, you remember the famous clip of he's an average fighter. I'll give him decent now, decent. I'll give him top 50, 60 in the cruiserweight division. That's what I give him. But that's miles off the pace of Anthony Joshua. So, you know, I like our spot in it. We were made an offer to fight on a promotion to fight Jake Paul. We accepted it. They are responsible for their choices here. And listen, I wish him all the best. It's a real fight like anything else. But he will find out very quickly next week that this could have been a really bad decision.
What would you say to people that say this harms AJ's legacy?
I mean, people on what level? I mean, all we're doing is we were going to have an 8-round run out. As I've said before, we're just doing the same thing but for 50 times more money. And we're going to turn up in Miami next week. We're going to get a lovely bit of sun. We're going to come out of that fight the biggest star in world boxing, and with an absolute fortune for Christmas. And then normal business is resumed in 2026. And we're going to leave Miami. We're going to go, thank you very much, Mr. Paul. Thank you, Nikisa. Thank you, MVP. Cha-ching, motherfucker. And then we're going to go and have a lovely Christmas. And then we're going to get back to the real stuff. And we're going to go and try and win a World Heavyweight Championship. So don't worry about it. We can't. There isn't a man alive that wouldn't have accepted this fight. Not a man alive. No one in the world. So I think people know that and everybody agrees with that. So we're just focused to get the job done. Like, again, it's not, the mood is not, oh my God, can't believe we're fighting Jake Paul in Miami next week. The mood is destruction. And the mood is a serious camp with Team Usyk and go out there, do a job and then move on.
Does this mean you won't be at your Matchroom show in London and Ghana?
I will not be in London or Ghana, unfortunately. So Frank Smith will be in London and in Ghana. Gutted to miss Ghana. just seen the pictures come through at the stadium. It's going to be completely sold out, and I'm devastated. But it's going to be a brilliant show, and I will tune in live on DAZN to watch both shows.
I've got a few more questions for you, and then I'll let you go, Ed. In terms of the DAZN broadcast deal, it's up in 2026. Is there any way you and Sky Sports come back together?
Look, we're very happy with where we are. Look,
Yeah, but let's not sit on the fence, right? If there is an opportunity, Sky are obviously a massive platform. If there is an opportunity, would you revisit that?
for us, the key is our global position. I've said it before, I'll say it again. What motivates me is taking this sport global, promoting huge shows in different countries, big markets, iconic moments that create legacy within the sport around the world. My deal with DAZN allows me to do that. And whilst it allows me to do that and gives me the biggest budget in the sport, I am very happy where I am. You know, I had a great run with Sky Sports. Sky Sports is a UK broadcaster, tremendous broadcaster. DAZN enables me to do my, whatever it may look like, 16 shows in the UK, 12 to 14 shows in the US, 8 shows in Australia we're looking at, Mexico, 6 shows a year. Obviously Saudi Arabia, it's a great look and great opportunity for our company, and that's the important thing. Opportunities for Matchroom and opportunities for our fighters. Right now, when you look at the landscape, tell me another promotional company, I mean globally there isn't, but even in these, look at our position in the US right now. We're in such a strong position. Who else has a broadcast deal like us with that liquidity of dates that can provide a roster of great fighters with activity? No one else can. And you know, I don't want.
You are very good at avoiding the question, though. Would you go back to Sky Sports if there was the opportunity to do worldwide?
I don't think you could ever say never, you know. But right now, we are focused on the DAZN extension, and we are focused on continuing our global growth and continuing to grow the platform as the global home of boxing. And I think when you look at the start that we're having to 2026, I promise you one thing, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, I've never ever been more motivated in my life with regards to the business and with regards to the sport of boxing and the fighters that I represent. I tell you something now, if you are a Matchroom fighter, I will do everything I can to provide you with the greatest opportunities to succeed in the sport. To make sure that I can provide you with the opportunity to secure your financial legacy, to secure a legacy within the sport. And if you support us like I support you, I will have your back till the absolute end. I will give you opportunities, I will pay you fairly, and I will make sure that together we will go out there and try and create, as I said, a financial and a historical legacy in the sport of boxing. We are the only place for young fighters to be. We are the only place that has global dates with a huge budget that can provide consistent schedules for fighters. And like I said, never been more motivated. So get on the fucking Matchroom train. If you're a fan, if you're a fighter, because 2026, we are going to absolute war with the boxing world in a pleasant way, because I've become very pleasant in my old age.
Speaking of pleasant, did you reach out to Ben Shalom after your little lover's tiff?
Why would I reach out? I mean, I just saw Caroline Dubois left, so didn't want to say anything because that's another crippling blow. But like I said, the exodus is upon us, and I don't have to, you know, the worst thing, see with things like that, I feel like people began to Ben, go and have a go at Eddie, and then he has a go, and I fire back, and it's just like, it just depletes the mojo. It's like having a pin just stuck in a balloon. You go, do you know what I mean? It's like, it's not going to end well, is it? So let's just all play. I never said come out and started firing shots at Shalom's. Why would I do that? Like, at the end of the day, he says something, so I have to come back. And when I come back, and then he loses another fighter, and he's about to lose another fighter as well, which will drop, I think, next week or so. It's like, will the last one out please turn off the lights? I mean, that's the situation we're in now. So just play nice, and we can all get along.
Right, we need to be really quick here. Stockton this weekend?
Yes. Massive card in Stockton. I mean, Pacheco against Sadjo, what a brilliant fight, £168. 51-0 between them, 41 knockouts, brilliant fight. And by the way, Gabe Flores against Joe Caldina, what a fight at £135. The winner is going to put themselves number 1 for the WBO and Abdullah Mason, which is a great fight. Tito Mercado against against Antonio Moran. Great fight. He's going to be a force at 140. Sky Nicholson's got a really tough fight against Luna, WBC Interim Championship, that will put her mandatory for the Ellie Scotney undisputed fight, which is massive. Arturo Cardenas is back as well. It's a really big card Saturday in Stockton before we head to Miami for the craziness of next week, and 2 shows. I'm not being funny. Next week, Wednesday night, brilliant card at the Indigo O2. Visioli against Howarth, Hedges against Zorro, so much more. Adam Macker, Tia Ayton, missed out loads, but the unbelievable Laylee Buttigieg, so many great fights, Taylor Bevan. And then we go on to Ghana on Saturday. That's our week next week. O2, Miami, Ghana.
Before I let you go, Jai Opataya, do you still work with him? What's the story there?
I mean, look, we obviously that fight last week was on Stan, and we're exclusive to DAZN. So Mick got an opportunity with Tasman Fighters to do that show on Stan. We'll be catching up this week. We have big things to announce in Australia coming very soon. So we'll all be working together. Obviously, we have Justice Honey together, Terra Moana, so many fighters. But yeah, we want to really get that plan in for Jai. He needs those big fights now. It was a great knockout, but I just feel like he's going to get flat just fighting at that level. So we've got to find greatness for him in 2026.
Right, we'll catch up again. Appreciate your time as always.
Cheers, see you next week. Hardy.